They were supposed to close the gap. They promised a new era. Just when you thought that Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton was turning the corner and actually starting to make progress, the whole 2025 season hangs in the balance, all because of this one crucial flaw. The whole 2025 season hangs in the balance on whether or not they can actually deliver a brand new Flaw upgrade. They were supposed to close the gap. They promised a new era at Ferrari. After the latest Grand Prix in China, Ferrari's flaws are on full display for everyone to see. And it starts with the flaw. The biggest issues that Ferrari have done is they've tried to develop a car going, how can we make it the absolute best in every area? And the only way that happens is if you're trying to extract 99.9% of performance from every element of the car. Now, in order for this to work, what they've done is made a car that is incredibly quick, and it is very quick, and we've seen it out in China, pulled out some absolute masterclasses in qualifying. But the car has had to be lowered so low for the downforce to actually work now on this car that fast forward to a race, and unfortunately, it's too low, and it's now affecting the skid plank at the bottom, and obviously that's why Lewis got disqualified. But ultimately, they've now created a monster which can't be tamed. This car requires too good of condition. It requires the temperature not to be too hot. It requires the tarmac to be as smooth as a baby's bum. There's 101 things that they've tried to develop in this car, which just, yes, correlation between the sim and the track. Once again, how many times are we going to see this? The correlation in the sim and the correlation to on-track performance is completely different. We do not have the data around us. They've created an absolute monster in the sim where it looks like, yeah, everything will work on this. We're really pushing the dials. But no, this is literally what happens. So in order for Ferrari to actually complete a race duration, they effectively have to raise the car up. This then leaving it with rear instability. So the drivers have no confidence going into a high-speed corner, which means no performance, which means you get beaten by Williams. And now Ferrari are left with no choice but to rush this next development package of a brand new floor and rear diffuser in the hope that it will actually give us some rear stability while allowing them to actually reduce the ride height of the car. Is this possible? Like, how have we got 2 races in to the 2025 season and Ferrari have already made such a fundamental mistake? If you look at McLaren, all they did was turn the dial slightly. Compared to last year's car to this year, they've just continually turned the dial bit by bit. And what Ferrari have tried to do is be really clever and go from here to here. Right? In what world does that happen? Especially in these ground effect cars. You've seen the struggles that Mercedes faced. So what's going wrong? In ground effect cars, the flaw isn't just important. It is everything. And this is the real kick. Ferrari have attempted to go from here to here in the space of a winter break, right? And compare it to McLaren. All McLaren have gone is they've gone from here to here. Not a massive improvement, but still nonetheless an improvement, which has given them performance on a race weekend. But what Ferrari have tried to do is literally eat the elephant all in one bite. And slowly but surely, they're being called out and found out for it. Ferrari are now rushing a new floor concept in the hope that it will work. But is this something that you really want to hang the whole of the 2025 season on the basis on the floor that you've worked on in the last 3 or 4 weeks? Is it actually going to give you performance? This will go down as just another disappointing season for Ferrari. And it's a symptom of Ferrari's deeper problem. They're reactive. They're not proactive. And if this floor doesn't work, effectively the 2025 season is already in the bin for Ferrari. Definitely we don't see Lewis Hamilton get his 8th world championship. Definitely there's no chance of seeing Charles Leclerc win his first. Even Red Bull have got more points than Ferrari. And they've effectively only had 1 driver in the points. The question is, do you think Ferrari can turn this around? Drop your comments below. Hit that like button if you believe Ferrari have still got a chance in order to win the 2025 Constructors' Championship. Or subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the rest of the videos.